Okay, we're on Makkot, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Aleph. First Mishnah in the first chapter of Masechet Makkot. Masechet Makkot deals with Makkot, with lashes. But Masechet Makkot, actually, according to many positions, is actually a continuation of Masechet Sanhedrin. And the whole Masechet is really a part of Masechet Sanhedrin. In the end of Masechet Sanhedrin, we learned the last Mishnah, we ended up with saying, Zomemim by Kohen Ubala. I talked about the Eidim Zomemim. People are Eidim Zomemim. The Eidim Zommim of a Bat Kohen and her paramour, right? They get the punishment. All Eidim Zommim get the same mita, the same punishment that they wanted to give to the defendant. Okay, so our Mishnah is a continuation of that, and it talks about Eidim Zommim. We first talk about Eidim Zommim, and then later in the Masechta, we'll get into the punishment of Makkot. It really makes sense that Makkot is a continuation of Masechet Sanhedrin, because Makkot is a form of punishment. We discussed all kinds of capital punishment, and then we'll describe corporal punishment. So that's why we have Masechet Makkot. Before we could talk about Eidim Zommim, we have to actually see the introduction there's an introduction in the Torah. The Torah says the following. This one, Dvarim Perek Yud Dalet. Okay? Ki yakum ein chamas be'ish la'anot basara. Okay, if there have been ein chamas, perverted witnesses, la'anot basara, to annot, to bear witness, perverted witness, meaning to bear false witnesses. ועמדו שני אנשים אשר להם הריב לפני השם, לפני הכהנים השופטים אשר יהיה בהם ימיהם. There are two people will stand up before God. ודרשו השופטים היטב. And the justices, the judges will inquire diligently. והנה עד שקר העד. שקר ענה ברכיב. They are false witnesses. Says the Torah, ועשיתם לו כאשר זמם לעשות באחיו. He do what he wanted to do to his brothers. Now this is not what's called edut sheker. What it is called is Eidim Zomemim. And we're going to talk about what the difference between what is an Eid Zommim, what makes someone an Eid Zommim as opposed to an Eid Sheker. Okay? We'll discuss that in future Mishnah. But our Mishnah starts by saying, Ketzad Eidim Nasim Zomemim. How do Eidim become Zomemim? Okay, and it doesn't answer the question. It doesn't mean what it sounds like it means. It says, hey, how do Eidim become Zomemim? Following case. Eidim anu b'ish ploni. So they say the following. We testify about Ploni, Bob. Shehu ben Grusha ben Chalutza. He is a Kohen who is the daughter of a Grusha or a Chalutza. His father married a divorcee or a Chalutza, someone who had Chalita done to her, who was so therefore a Kohen cannot marry a ben Grusha or Chalutza, and their male child is called a Chalal. He's not eligible to do avodah in the Beit HaMikdash. So if they testify that Kohen Ploni married a Grusha or Chalutza, they're also testifying about his children. So if you said, so Ketzad Eidim Nasim Zomemim, how do they become Zomemim? It doesn't answer that question. I'll talk about in a second how Eidim. We'll talk about how do you normally become Eid Zomemim? Normally become Eid Zomemim. I'll just tell you. We'll discuss this. If witnesses come along and say, yes, this guy's a Grusha or Chalutza, we know that he's a Grusha or Chalutza, and then two more witnesses come, they don't testify and say, no, she is not a Grusha or Chalutza, but they come and say, how do you know about that testimony? You could not have seen that, you could not have known that, because at the time that you say that you knew that you were at her divorce, you were with us, Imanu Ayitem, you were with us somewhere else, halfway around the world. So the Eidim become Eidim Zomemim. The real answer to this question is, how do Eidim become Zomemim? When two other witnesses say, you guys could never have testified because you were with us somewhere else. But we'll come to that later. But the real question, the Mishnah is not asking that question. The question the Mishnah is asking is, Hachika Amar, this is what it means. Otam Eidim Shnim Se'u Zomemim. Okay, those Eidim that were found to be Eidim Zomemim. Ve'en Osim Behem Din Hazama, but we don't do Hazama. Kulomar, meaning, She'ein Mekamim Behem Va'asitem Lo Kasher Zamam Na'asol Li'achiv. If you have Eidim Zomemim, but you cannot fulfill Kasher Zamam. Remember, like the example of the testimony about the woman, about the Bat Kohen. So they get the punishment of the Baal, of the paramour. They get chenek like him, but they don't get sreifa like her. So ketzad heim nasim zomin. So what do you do in those cases? So the Mishnah is really asking, what do you do in the case where you can't make the Eidim Zomin what they testified about? So if they testify about Kenny Kohen, that is a ben Grusha or ben Chalutza. Ben Grusha or ben Chalutza tachtav. You don't make this person a ben Grusha. If these guys become Eidim Zomemim, okay, you can't make them ben Grusha ben Chalutza. Ella loke arba'im. Rather, they just get loke arba'im. They get Makkot. Okay, why? You can't make them. The Haktiv, it says, Vasitem lo kasher zaman. We just saw this pasuk. You do to the witness like he did. Lo, below zaro. Only the witness and not his offspring. If you made him a halal, pasalta et zaro leolam. You made his not only him, made his children pasul. And you don't do that. That's not Zomemim. Rather, so what's the punishment? Loke arba'im malkut. Next case. Eidim anu b'ish ploni shu chayav liglo. They testify about Frank that he accidentally killed someone in a car accident. And then two witnesses come and say, how could you say that? You were with us in San Diego on that day. And the punishment of killing somebody by accident is galut. He has to go to an ir miklat, to a refuge city. That's what they testified about, galut. So what should happen to them? They should also go into galut. No, we don't say that. You don't say that the witnesses, they should go galut instead, right? We don't say that, because we learned it up in the pasuk that we don't say it. Rather, you give Makkot arba'im, and you can look at the Bartanura, how they learn it out. They learn it out from a pasuk, from Devarim, from a pasuk, V'yizdigu Tzadik, v'yoshiu Rasha, in Devarim Kavchet. You'll look it up. Next case. Frank divorced his wife, but he didn't pay her the ketubah, the $500,000 in the ketubah. That's true, but the Mishnah said, so maybe you have to pay her $500,000. It's not true. So for maybe, it doesn't mean definitely, but there's a possibility if he divorces his wife, or if he dies, that his estate will have to pay the ketubah. So they didn't necessarily cost the husband about the $500,000. Maybe he has to pay anyway. So therefore the Mishnah says the following, very clever. Omdin kama adam rotzelitain b'ktubata shalzo. You evaluate, you estimate, how much would a person want to pay for this woman, for the right to this woman's ketubah? If she becomes a widow, almana, if she becomes a widow, or she becomes gerusha, she becomes divorced. So if she becomes a widow or divorced, then he has to pay. But if she dies first, then her husband inherits her. Meaning, it's a future, it's a financial instrument. She's owed $500,000. How much would a person pay now for the right to that $500,000 if she gets divorced or her husband dies first? But knowing that if the $500,000, knowing he loses all of it if she dies first. So how much is that worth? Whatever that's worth. That's a future. It's like a financial instrument. So according to some opinions, he pays. That's how much the Eidim have to pay. That amount, how much a person would pay. According to other opinions, the Eidim pay the value of the ketubah minus that amount. And I think that makes more sense because they cost them the value of the ketubah minus the value of the selling of the ketubah. Anyway, you can argue about that. The next case. We testified that Reuben borrowed 100,000 zuz from Shimon and promised to pay within 30 days. And Reuben says, you're right, I borrowed, but I didn't borrow and promise to pay back in 30 days. Rather, I borrowed for up to 10 years. So now, yes, he's going to pay back. So yes, he owes the money. But the question is, how much did they charge him? And they say, you could not have testified false testimony because you were not there. You couldn't know 30 days. You could know it's 10 years. So omdin, so therefore, how much do they have to pay? They don't pay the full amount of the loan, rather. Omdin kama adam ratzelitain v'yu biyado elef zuz. The value, how much would a person pay to have the right to use 1,000 zuz? And the difference between whether you have to pay back in 30 days versus the difference between 10 years. 1,000 zuz loan over 10 years is worth a lot more money than over 30 days. That value is what the Eidim Zommim have to pay to the defendant. We'll stop here and dedicate our learning. If you're new, welcome. If not, continue our learning each and every day. Mishnah.co. You can find every Mishnah there. We dedicate our learning. Remember, you're my father. Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.